I got my in-laws coming over tomorrow. Boy, I'm going to have a great vacation, huh, Robin?
Oh, yeah. With the family in, you're going to have a wonderful time.
You have no idea how annoying they are, and there's no hiding from them.
Well, okay. They're everywhere.
My brother-in-law is coming in.
And you're going to have to entertain, because now the guys are going to be there, Bob and Bruce.
I'll do anything to get out of this. I know guys make jokes about their families coming over. It is just so intense that I have a great 4-day weekend. It's something that I really... is the word cherish?
Yes.
I really live for... You know how I live for that, Gary.
Can't you just go and... I mean, I know it's not the same 4 days, but can't you just go and lock yourself away from them for a while?
Yeah, but then all of a sudden there's a whole vibe that I'm like an unfriendly guy and I don't want to see them.
For a whole day? You know that every
really,
moment.
And they stay till Sunday. It's like so bad.
It really makes it worse if he locks himself away for a while, because then when he finally comes out, you should see it. They follow him around.
Right. They follow me around. And, I just can't wait to have some downtime. I don't get any downtime. Between this TV show and yelling and screaming. My father-in-law and my brother-in-law, and then they're going to sleep in the boathouse, Fred. As you call it.
Good place.
No, they're going to sleep in that room. Then I got my mother-in-law is going to be next to the kids.
Yeah.
And my sister-in-law, and my brother-in-law is the kind of guy who will come into my office where I set up an office so I can be alone, and he'll just sit there and stare at me.
Yeah.
Like a mental patient. And then look, I should get into this after the commercials.
Well, maybe they can hang out with each other now, though.
Yeah, can't you just
no, they won't. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. But let me tell you. That's a good suggestion, Robin. Theoretically, that should work.
Yeah. Because they don't see each other all that much either.
They don't want to see each other. They don't even know that. 1-800-MATCH. They won't even enjoy being together.
Oh, dear.
No, my in-laws. You see, Thanksgiving to me is like such a great holiday. The wildest holiday of the year. And I like the idea of the family getting together on Thursday and having, a meal together.
Sure.
I like that.
That's enough, though.
Yeah. But my problem is my in-laws live in Florida, and which is interesting in itself.
Why did you say that's interesting?
Because at a fairly young age, they moved down there and got a one-bedroom apartment where they say they want everyone to visit them, but how do you visit somebody with a one-bedroom apartment when you have kids and a wife and they have 4 children? Mm-hmm. They have 4 children. So in order to get together in Florida, my mother-in-law always says, why doesn't everyone come down at the same time? And then gets overwhelmed in a day. She's by a day, she's ready for a mental institution. She's totally overwhelmed. And you know what? She doesn't want, I say to my wife, your mother doesn't want all of us down there. She goes, I resent that. Why are you saying these things about my mother? I go, I'm just saying. Your parents, all right, if they didn't have the means to buy a bigger place, I understand. But they have the means. Years ago when they moved down there, they bought that place for nothing. They could have gotten a bigger place. I said, your parents had the means to buy a bigger place, right? Will you give me that? Yes, my wife says. I said, okay. They've got 4 children, son-in-law, 2 grandchildren.
Well, they didn't have all that when they bought the place.
4 children. 4 My mother still keeps a 3-bedroom house. You know why?
You might come home?
She has this vision that, like, she's going to be entertaining us. Or no one has slept there since my 18th birthday.
And you all live right here. You have your own home here.
Right. But my mother refused to, sort of, like, move into a 1-bedroom. She has this fantasy that her grandchildren are going to sleep over, and then as soon as we ask her to have a sleepover with the grandchildren, she's like, ah! She's another overwhelmed person. My mother's the same way, believe me. My mother once has never said to me, can I have the kids for a night? She don't want it. But she keeps that 3-bedroom. And
just in case you might get the urge.
My bedroom is a shrine to me. You walk in, there's pictures and posters, and it's a shrine.
What is Ellen's bedroom like?
Ellen doesn't really even have a bedroom because with the house, when we moved out of Roosevelt, Ellen was already in college.
Oh, really? Oh, you're kidding. I didn't know that.
She had a room that she slept in, but it never really was her bedroom. And my mother turned that into, like, her, her little private area to get away from my father's smelly snoring and feet and all that stuff. So, she has, like, her own room almost. They're almost in separate rooms. It's pretty funny. And they got this little tiny bathroom in their room, which is like a big deal to them, because when we lived in Roosevelt, we never had a bathroom in my parents' room. Right,
they had the one bathroom everybody shared.
Yeah, oh, man. Which was real bad for masturbation. But, my father would go up every night and make in his bathroom when he'd come home from work. And, smell it up. And my mother would yell because he smelled up the bedroom. because it's right in the bedroom. You know, it's not a big house. My parents didn't have a lot of money. And it's like the same argument for like 25 years. So now my mother finally just moved out of the room, you know, almost.
Yeah.
But she's another one that has this room, you know. But at least she has a room in case her grandchildren ever do sleep over.
Yeah.
And,
well, she has 2 sets of grandchildren. None of the grandchildren ever slept over?
well, if they do, my mother makes such a big production out of it that she works herself into a tizzy and then, like, passes out for 3 days. Instead of, like, having one grandchild sleep over and then the next morning driving them over, my mother was born to serve.
Yeah.
One thing about my mother, you sleep over, man, she'll feed you into a frenzy. She'll be cooking for 3 days to prepare for you to come, and then she'll be totally exhausted and drained and can't have anyone over. Instead of, like, if she has one of the kids over, instead of just having them over, give them some out of a box to eat, my mother will start cooking and take them for the next 2 days and take them on trips, and she'll be, like, completely exhausted and never do it again. But my mother-in-law is the same way. She's a big talker. Oh, darling, why don't you all come here for the holidays? With that Boston accent. And she doesn't want anyone there. Let me ask you something, Robin.
Yeah.
If someone says, hey, I want to date women, all right, and they never shower, and they wear smelly same clothes, and they let their weight go, do they really want to date a woman?
They really want to date women, no.
If my mother-in-law says, hey, come to us, but she has a 1-bedroom, does she really want 4 people coming in a 1-bedroom?
There is a message there.
Okay. So I say that to my wife, and my wife gets all insulted.
She wants you to come, but not stay with her.
And why did she move so far away to Florida while her children... And then her children are all over the country now. And then she'll piss and moan about that. But meanwhile, she's the one who started it. She moved away from everyone.
She did it first.
Yeah, right. She ran away.
But you always said you had a feeling about people who move away from their families.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
I feel they don't want to be with them. That's what I feel.
You're supposed to stay wherever your family is?
My mother-in-law is one of those people who should have had 2 children, but she didn't know it.
Oh.
She got too many kids. There's too many freaking kids.
But they're all grown now.
Yeah, now, I mean, but...
So she wants a little privacy.
Yeah, she wants privacy from them. I think she wanted privacy when they were young.
She's had enough invasive on us.
But then they all converge now. First of all, that's a big mistake. My mother-in-law likes to monopolize my children.
Yes.
Which is fine by me. You know I love that.
Yeah.
I ain't looking for any interaction.
But, you know, this is also a time when you could have a little more time for your children.
True, but okay. My mother-in-law comes, she literally hovers. If there is 2 inches on the planet, and the kids are taking up 1 inch, my mother-in-law will take up the other inch. and you know what I mean? Or if there's tons of acres around, she'll be in the same space. She almost occupies the same space. She wants to get her fill of the children. To the point that one day those kids are going to turn around and punch her in the face, and that's going to be the end of it. 4 days of this. Why do we have to have Thanksgiving? Some days I wish the Mayflower had sunk and nobody had ever... We just had Indians.
It's so funny because the other day, it was like last Friday, everybody was in the elevator and somebody said, thank God it's Friday. And I said, yeah, and we have a short week next week, only 3 days. Right. And from the back of the elevator, this strange voice said, yeah, but we have to spend it with our family.
That was me. Yeah, that's the downer.
Oh, man.
I like the Thursday. I like the Thursday thing. My cousin's coming over, and, you know, that's fine. Some family, and that's it. That's it. That's okay. My family always comes up. My family are always looking for something to do. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know you do. So that's fine. But then, you know, my in-laws and my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law are there, and they...
But what do you want them to do for Thanksgiving?
I want them to stay home. Or if they come for a day. Live in the area.
Well, that's a long trip for 1 day.
To me, I would be so excited that after we did the show today, you know, me and you would exchange our conversation. We always have a good time.
Yeah.
And we say, hey, we got a couple of days off. Go have fun.
Yeah.
See, that would be nice.
Give each other a hug and out the door.
Out the door.
Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom for 4 days to forget about our miserable lives.
Act like normal people.
Right.
Sleep late.
Tonight maybe I'll rent some movies and hang out.
Maybe even stay up.
Yeah, I might even stay up till 2 in the morning. See? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See. It's the wildest night of the year. I might even go see Jackie's show tonight.
Man.
I don't know. I might go completely insane.
I tell you, go out.
Yeah, that'll happen. Anyways, yeah.
How come, like, if they're going to stay over for 4 days, right? And don't they get bored after a while?
Oh, yeah.
Can't you just throw them the keys to the Jeep and say, like, hey, there's a movie playing or there's a mall nearby?
No. What happens is this. My father-in-law immediately slumps into my new couch. And he starts to put newspapers and books and crossword puzzles and pencils and pens all over the couch.
It's like he has toys.
Yeah. He lays there and can't wait, and he starts reprogramming the VCRs, and we don't do it right. I mean, this is like, it gets really annoying. He's going to help us. He starts hanging tennis balls from the garage so we know how far to pull up the car. I mean, it's just, like, incredible.
Yeah, he starts looking for projects.
Yeah, and he just lays there. And my brother-in-law is a sports fanatic. You can't tell by his physique. He likes to watch sports, not play them.
So then he parks in front of the TV?
And he parks in front of it and lays there and goes into and feels free about opening the refrigerator and picking through the food. And every time I walk into, here's what happens. I start hiding from them, right? So my mother-in-law's with the kids, and my sister-in-law, I don't know, she's like a hippie. She walks around. I don't know what she does. But they're all over the place.
Every room you go into.
And they're sloppy.
There.
They're very sloppy.
Really?
Very sloppy.
I thought that was you.
And that is me, but that's my house. I don't need more slobs. And they're real sloppy. And then when meals happen, I never eat a meal with them. But you got to understand the pressure of that. By not eating a meal with them, you feel very guilty. You know, you feel that you're being unfriendly.
Yeah.
But why don't you don't eat with them because you eat differently, or because you
because I can't take it.
But he doesn't eat with anybody anyway. I mean, you really don't.
I don't.
Sit down and have meals.
No, I can't. I don't even. I have a hard time even sitting and eating with the kids, but I do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's my kids. But I need to be alone, and I need to think constantly. I just need to be alone. I need to have a family, but I need to be alone from them.
You're amazing.
Can I just make a...
and I built a fortress of solitude in my basement.
Yeah.
I really have. I've dug a tunnel through my house.
I mean, that whole basement is yours.
Yeah, that's my room. And I sit down there with my TV set and my bowl of food. I've even put water down there. I put bottles of water down there every week. I go home.
Like you could live there if, the world should end. You could go down there and live.
Yeah, for a good couple of years, and then come out of my hole when I'm ready.
You got canned goods?
Canned goods, salmon. I got salmon down there, water.
That back door is always locked, but I'm convinced there's a bunker behind there.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, do I have to break, Fred?
Yes.
Oh, wait till you hear this Thanksgiving. What it's going to be like. It's going to be so bad. I'm going to be so miserable when I get back. Wait and see on Monday if I'm not angry.
Monday's going to be...
Gary, clear the deck.
Oh, dear.
You better not be here, Gary. You know you're going to be the brunt of all my anger. No, seriously.
Part of my salary.
Don't screw up and you'll be fine. It'll fall on Fred or Jackie. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Or it'll fall on somebody.
Or it'll just go around.
Right. It'll keep going around wildly.
Yeah, he'll probably do everybody that day. Right. He'll feel so bad.
It could be a real bad Monday. It could be a wild show.
I guess we should cancel our surprise visit to your house, huh?
Right. Hey, Jackie says tonight's the wildest night. I say Monday night is the wildest night of the year. I see it a whole different way. All right. Because I got to wait till Sunday to have a day off.
Yeah.
I got to wait till they leave on Sunday afternoon. Then my vacation begins, except it's over.
Right. So it's time for you to go to bed now.
Damn, why didn't I just stay here?
You'd rather work Friday, I'll bet.
Right. I'd rather just come in here and read the paper, and if Gary can get one. All right, listen, let me take a break. Am I on schedule so far?
Yeah, and when you come back, you know what? I'm going to help you out. I think I have a solution.
Oh, good.
What?
Oh, to my problem.
Really?
Well, Baba Booey.
This will be interesting.
We'll be back right after. Is that you, my dear?
Yes, darling. I'm in a great hurry today. I'm cooking for the holidays, and I
told you she's preparing.
I hear you.
What is your problem?
Complain.
My mother's all excited the holidays.
Let me tell you something.
My mother's an original pilgrim.
Your in-laws. You have the nicest set of in-laws anyone can have. They're devoted to the family.
But you know how they are.
What do you mean, I know how?
Why don't you be honest?
I know how you are.
My mother's not being honest.
Look to yourself, Howard.
My mother's doing shtick now. She's not being honest.
Oh, come on.
She knows it's intense with my in-laws.
Come on, Howard. Stop catering to yourself that way.
And aren't my in-laws intense?
And I think it's terrible for you to talk.
She's lying. My mother's lying.
Right.
Everyone, my mother's lying.
All of it is just words.
You have a big problem.
You mean you have nothing left to talk about?
You don't know how to be gracious.
I don't know how to be gracious?
Excuse me, you know because you're too gracious.
I'm too gracious.
Your problem is this.
I see.
My mother, a couple of years ago, I said to my mother, why don't you sell your house, get yourself one of them new condos.
Howard, I don't need you to manage my life.
So she really wanted that. My father's like, I don't want to move.
We changed our minds. And once I changed my mind, I'm contented with my decision.
So the reason my mother changed her mind is she needs 3 bedrooms because she's going to have somebody sleep over. Now listen to this.
I do have somebody sleep over.
Who sleeps over?
That's none of your business.
Nobody sleeps over. She never has anybody sleeping over.
I certainly do have people sleep over.
Who?
And that's not why I have the extra room. It just happens to
How come she doesn't take some of your in-laws in? She got an extra room.
Oh, I'm going to give her all of them.
Your in-laws have an extra room, too. They don't have a one-bedroom. They have a two-bedroom apartment.
No, they don't. They converted it into a study. So we all have to sleep in the living room.
Bedroom. Never mind.
If you have 4 kids, you even said it yourself. My mother's the one who made me think this way.
Are you the
My mother's the same way. My mother's not telling you the truth. She even agrees.
That only a mother could love.
Let me ask you something, Mom.
Yes.
If you bought a one-bedroom and you had 4 kids.
She didn't have 4 kids at that time.
She has 4 kids.
They were off in different directions.
Yeah, but you can't tell me that she wants them all. She doesn't want them all to visit at the same time, does she?
Please, I don't know what she wants.
Okay, all right, that's it.
The point is this, Howard, it's none of your business, and you don't have to critique everyone. What are you, the llama of the family?
No. I just said to my friend, Robin. I am the llama of the family, actually.
What you think you
the
are.
Dalai Lama.
You assume that role.
You know I've taken over the leadership role in the family.
Act like a person.
You know I've taken over the leadership role in the family since Dad stopped working.
You're taking over the leadership? Who put you in that role?
You know I'm the leader of the family. You know I am.
Until I put you there.
I'm putting you in an old age home. That's where I'm going to put you.
Stop that.
Anyway, believe me, I can't wait for the day to lock her up.
Oh, wait. You know who's going to be locked up.
Right.
You know.
So, anyway.
With your ranting and raving. You better calm down.
Listen to me.
Yes.
He's well on his
First of all, Gary, I'll need 14 nude girls here on Monday to calm myself down from the 4-day experience.
14 nude girls, that's what calms you down?
Yes, it does.
Wait a second. Any women who want to calm Howard down on Monday, please call.
Right.
Gary.
I'm sorry.
Vested interest.
You don't have to act on his nonsense.
I just want to do it to keep the heat off of me.
Anyway, my point about my mother is...
What?
The reason that she can't have a lot of grandchildren and stuff over her house is because she overextends herself.
I have the grandchildren over my house. I'm with my grandchildren constantly.
So the point is that she works herself into a tizzy.
Don't interfere between me and my grandchildren.
I'm not interfering at all. Do whatever you want.
Yes, you are. You're interfering in everyone's relationship. It's not necessary.
And you'll admit that my in-laws, I need some time to relax.
Discuss your being the perfect.
Hey, what do you know about it? Hey, what do you know about it? Let me tell you something about my life.
I'll tell you something about being the perfect son.
And stop telling me to be a regular... You know what my mother's shtick is now? As soon as I say I need a little break from it, I'll be a regular person.
That's
my mother's the only one who isn't a regular person. My mother now became Howard Stern's mother. She's not a regular person.
You never told me what happened at the Leather Warehouse.
Oh, she walked in there, marched herself...
time at the Leather Warehouse.
She marched herself right in there and got herself a nice little 25% discount.
To shop, Robin. You'll enjoy it, too. You have to get over there.
Yeah.
Because I see you like leather things.
Yes, I do.
And they have
Queen Ray Stern. Queen Ray walked into Leather Warehouse, announces that she's Howard Stern's mother, and is looking for... And I'm not a regular person. I don't do that. My mother says I'm not a regular person. My mother's not a regular person. Queen Ray walks in, and right away, 25% discount, holds him up for ransom. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Mother.
True.
When I discuss my life, I must tell you that Thanksgiving is a day for me. Well, it's a nice day. Thursday, the family comes over.
It's a nice day for me, too.
Right. And then you go home to your quiet house and unwind after a tumultuous day.
A tumultuous day.
Right.
Oh.
Now, it's an overwhelming day.
It's tumultuous.
And my mother is a big shot here on the phone, but I'm going to tell you, she knows what I'm talking about.
I know.
I pray for 4 days off. I cherish those 4 days, Robin. I cradle those 4 days in my arms. I caress those 4 days. And you know it's going to be difficult. You know how my in-laws are.
I think you're highly exaggerating.
Any 4 people living there with you, 4.
And I think you ought to calm down about the whole thing.
Let's be honest, he loves his in-laws.
Right. You get it wrong.
But you know, there are some discomforts when people and strange people are in your home.
But, Ma, you know when you need time to yourself?
You don't have to defend him. You'll have your job Monday.
No, Ma, you know how it is when you need some time to yourself.
What?
You don't know that.
Plenty of time.
If I go downstairs to myself, they right away start talking that I don't want to be with the family.
If you want to live on an island, go live on an island. This is the real world, Howard.
I never saw you have anyone over for 4 days.
Your life,
I never saw you do that.
People in your life.
Your whole marriage, I never saw you have 4 people over at the same time. I never saw it.
You never saw it?
No.
Well,
when did you ever have 4 people staying with you?
You have a very short-term memory.
Yeah, who did you have staying with you?
That's not the problem. Who I had.
Yeah, you never did.
I certainly do.
You never even had a pet.
I do the expedient thing, and you better start doing it.
All right, very good. Now, you're a big hero. You're a big hero. Big hero.
All right, I'm going to start cooking now.
She knows everything now. She became a whole seer.
I just want everybody.
Well, what about her? You know, she also says you should go for comfort, not expedience all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said, Robin.
You know, you told me you should have as comfortable a life as possible.
And believe me, nobody has more comfortable a life than he does.
All right, very good.
For sure.
Oh, you're off your rocker. You know what it is? You're losing brain cells. That's the problem.
Oh, stop it.
Is that's the answer, Howard?
You're getting very old. That's all.
By belittling me, that raises you, right?
You're getting very old.
Oh, I'm ashamed of you today.
Tell Robin about the bathroom. You know, my old man used to come home from work. All I was talking about was...
What kind of a subject is this?
My old man used to work his ass off.
With your father in the bathroom.
My old man used to work his ass off 14, 15 hours a day, right? He'd get done with work, then he'd have to go on the subway, and then he'd have to drive home from the subway.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievable schedule. And the man would come in and eat, and then he had to go...
And you wouldn't stop bothering him from the minute he walked in the door.
Oh, my father considered it bothering if I asked him a question.
Oh, no, you didn't ask just questions.
And let me tell you, it's a good thing that I was there to take his abuse, or else you would have been taking it.
Oh, come on.
When I left to go for college, my mother really was in for a treat.
Since he's retired.
What was that?
Very well together.
Let me tell you something.
Your interference.
My father used to come home and eat dinner, and I'd say, hey, Dad, how you doing, man? What went on at work? Shut up. Shut up, you idiot.
Well, what would Howard do?
I would ask him questions. I would ask him questions about his business, about his partner. Shut up. Don't you ask. Who are you? You're a punk. You're a little kid. Don't you talk about my partner. I'll talk to your mother. Why don't you learn to listen?
The man came home the same way you talk.
And then when I left for college, my mother got the abuse.
Your father would come home. The minute he'd open up the door, you'd be at him.
What's wrong with that? I was excited to see my father.
He hadn't even had his dinner.
I'm excited to see my father. What is the big deal?
You were excited to see your father. That's true. But you had to...
Oh, that was considered a negative in my household.
As usual, Howard, it's your feeling.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
I'd come home, my old man would sit down. I'd sit at the table with him. I was excited to see my father.
Are you ready to say goodbye to me?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do much better without you interfering. I would sit at the table.
Gary, you're so lucky I called because it let you off the hook.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'd sit at the table, and I'd say to my old man, would like sometimes... All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, we're all looking forward to it.
All of you. I'll see you tomorrow, Howard, and behave
Very good. Yeah, I'll behave myself.
Manners.
Why don't you behave yourself?
Company manners.
See if you can find more sponsors to go nudge. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. All right, very good. All right, there's my mother. There's my nightmare. Anyway, so let me get back to this. Let me tell you something. My mother's a big wise ass. I realize the family dynamic now. My sister went off to college. My old man would come home angry from a day's work. And I don't blame the guy. He was hungry, completely whipped.
Yeah.
And he really wanted to yell at my mother. But I would sit down, and because I knew he wanted to yell at my mother, I would become the focus, the buffoon, if you will. My father's...
Trying to cheer him up?
Yeah, trying to cheer him up. And then my father would start yelling at me. He'd just scream and scream and scream at me and tell me what an idiot I was. But if I hadn't have been there, God bless me, because otherwise he would have been yelling at my mother nonstop. Oh. Because he'd come home angry. Hey, I come home angry from work. Who isn't angry? I do the same thing. I come home from those Friday TV shows. I eat dinner at 10 o'clock. I'm sitting there. Shut up, you idiot. Yeah. So anyway, I yelled at my wife for an hour and a half after we taped our TV show, the Christmas special.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
I went home and passed out.
I yelled at her for over an hour and a half. Ask her. She said it was so relentless. It was, but I had to yell. And I said, and afterwards I said, you know what? I feel much better now.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you, honey. But stupid me as a kid, I used to sit there and take it from my father. Yeah. But then my father would eat up, and then every night he'd go to the bathroom. And they had the bathroom in his room. You know, they had that little bathroom that they were so proud of in the bedroom. And my old man, of course, if you saw the bathroom was 2 inches long. Yeah. So, and then, like, you know, my mother would go upstairs and scream for a half hour that it smelled. Because the whole bedroom smelled. And my old man would go, hey, what is this? And, you know, it's my same nightmare in my own home. In my house, I put in a special toilet that sucks the smelly air right down into the water. You saw it, Gary, right?
That's right. I did see it.
It's a toilet. You guys can get it, too. It's made by Kohler.
Yeah.
It draws all wind. It's a wind.
That has escaped.
It's a downwind.
Feel good?
No, it doesn't feel good at all. It's very annoying. It's very cold feeling. It's an eerie feeling to hear that.
Does it work?
Well, no, it doesn't work entirely. So what I do is I put a big window in. So cold air blows on me the whole time.
Oh,
that I'm going.
So you open the window?
Yeah, and I'm usually, mostly nude. I pull my pants down. Because I open the window, and then I have a special suction fan in the ceiling.
Oh, so you got the exhaust fan?
Yeah, so you got you got 2 fans and nature's air.
Did you ever start to think that you may have a personal problem?
No, because my wife, God forbid, she should smell anything. And she always has to go to the bathroom after me. She has to do, she has to quickly use. I go into the bathroom. And now I lock the doors, both doors to the bathroom, so she can't get in. And she yells and screams at me and cries.
Oh, no.
Why am I locking her out? I go, she said, I need to use this bathroom too, the sink area. I go, I don't care. I need 5 lousy minutes in this toilet. You're here all day. You got 5 minutes. I want 5 minutes out of 24 hours. You think that's too much to ask, Robin?
Nope. Not unreasonable.
Sometimes you bitches are so hard to live with.
Oh, stop it.
I swear to God.
Believe me, I wouldn't be following you around.
You're damn right.
I'd be trying to go to the opposite end of the house I knew you were in.
And she complains. It's not like my odor is an aphrodisiac to her. And she complains about it.
That amazes me.
Look, I don't want to talk about Thanksgiving anymore. You know I'll be here Monday completely blowing my lid. What is it?
I was just going to give you my solution very quickly.
All right.
Okay, you say your brother-in-law's really into sports, and your father-in-law's into doing a bunch of stuff. You have a friend, like your friend Neil, right? They live in the tri-state area. There's Knick games, Net games, Devils games.
You don't understand.
You can get them tickets for that, or you can send your in-laws to see a great Broadway play.
No, I've done that. They don't want to do that.
Your brother-in-law doesn't want to go see a Knick game if he's like a big sports fan?
He doesn't want to go himself.
Yeah, but you can send him with Neil.
That's kind of bizarre, though. You gotta understand, but that's work. I don't want to have to work on my vacation. Me busy thinking of stuff for them to do is too much work.
But if you can think of one thing for them to do, you can get them away for one night.
I don't know. I tried that. I tell you, it's too much work.
But they don't want to leave the house? That's what we were talking about before.
No, only if I come up to eat, if I go to the refrigerator to eat something, everybody just piles right into the kitchen and watches what I'm eating and has to stand there and talk to me. It's not relaxed.
But when Saturday rolls around and they've already been there 3 days, and there's nothing going on, and you guys haven't left the house or done anything,
right?
And there's nothing on TV, they don't say, like, hey, Howard, can we borrow the car? And
then my father-in-law always wants to go through any video cassettes I have, and he comes down and he goes through all my tapes, and he, I told you last time I rented a tape for him, and then he broke the tape. He drops it on the floor, and I got to pay like $100 for the stupid tape, and it's just there's always like turmoil. You know what I mean? I don't handle it well.
You know where you're in trouble.
Yeah.
There is no solution.
No, there is none.
You just have to live with it.
Yeah. Thanksgiving's always a weird time. Maybe I should go away Thanksgiving now. But I like Thanksgiving. I like getting together with family. You know me. I'm a family
You're
guy.
a very family-oriented guy. It sounds it.
I mean, it's good for the kids. It's good for the kids to see their cousins and everything.
Sure. You're a giver, see? You're thinking of others, not yourself.
Right. I sure am a giver. We'll be back right after this. What a weekend. What a 4-day weekend. What a nightmare.
Oh, dear.
It wasn't so bad, actually.
I was going to say, you're not ranting, so it couldn't have been bad.
I really don't want to rant until tomorrow because my in-laws are still in town.
Oh, dear.
And I'm just thinking I don't want to hurt their feelings.
You're keeping a lid on, huh?
I've got like some really raw emotions ready to let loose. No. But I don't want to do it when they're around because they're going to misinterpret it and think I don't like them.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were so calm, starting off the show. You didn't start off. I thought maybe the weekend didn't go badly.
No, it was real bad. I mean, it was only bad because, you know what? Thanksgiving was nice. It was nice to have everyone around in terms of I had my in-laws, my parents, my sister, her kids, my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, my wife's brother and sister.
Yeah.
And my parents and my cousin. Okay? I had them all over, and that was very nice. But the nice part about Thanksgiving is after you have everyone over and you have a good couple of hours, everybody goes home.
You say good night.
Good night. I'll see you.
Turkey.
But Thanksgiving went on for 4 straight days. And I know... See, you're going to get me into it, aren't you? Because you'll be disappointed otherwise.
Yeah, that's right. I came back for this.
Yeah, I know.
I would have stood in bed.
It was the worst. It was the worst 4 days of my life, yeah.
Oh, no.
Because I love having time off. I can't wait to have time off. Except time off for me means what I do is I get into a pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I don't shower for 3 or 4 days. I lay in my house. All I do is leave to go to the video store. I get bad movies and watch them. That's my 4 days.
You don't even wash to go to the video store?
I don't even wash, okay? I don't even wash or shave until Sunday.
So nobody else is happy when you're off.
Right. Even my wife was like, this is getting ridiculous. You have to shower. My parents are around. I said, on Sunday, I'll shower. I don't...
Did you do this while they were there? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, I smell pretty bad.
You let them see what their daughter married.
And then my wife has this move where I'm laying down on bed, and then she comes over, and she puts her nose somewhere near my armpit and goes, ooh. Oof. This is the noise she makes. She goes, oof, oof, oof.
I wonder why she didn't take a bucket and just throw water on you.
Yeah.
And scrub you with a brush.
Oof. You got to hear this noise. It's always the same noise. Oof. Oof. It's pretty funny.
That's incredible. I don't know why you enjoy that so much.
I'm too lazy to, it's good to let your body get some natural oils.
Oh, wow.
You should understand that.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's good.
That's healthy.
Yeah. You ever get dry skin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
You have a rash now.
It's good not to shower for a couple of days.
Oh.
Get the juices
flowing.
Yeah.
All over.
Oof.
But your hair grows on your face?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you found that sexy. I look pretty hideous by Saturday night.
And my wife... Imagine you look like the homeless.
Well, so anyway, and my wife wanted to take the whole family out Saturday night. That meant me, my wife, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, and the 2 kids, my 2 kids, and my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law.
Ah.
And she's gone as far as making a reservation at a seafood place. And my wife's weird, man. She comes up to me, she says to me Saturday morning, hey, we all want to go out. What do you want to do? I said, well, if you want my vote, I want to bring in food. Because I don't want to go out. I don't want to take your whole family out. First of all, her family doesn't know how to order at a restaurant.
They're all like her?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. They don't know what to order, and they start, kibitzing with the waiter. And, having huge discussions. I don't enjoy eating out with a family. Plus, I didn't feel like going to a restaurant and being a spectacle. I mean, imagine Howard Stern walking in with 9 other people and sitting around a table making all kind of noise and stuff. I don't want it. People evaluating my family. You know what I mean? I just wanted to have a relaxing time. I didn't want to think about being Howard Stern. Although my family doesn't let me forget it. My in-laws don't let me forget about it for a second. Second I walk into a room, they start asking Howard Stern questions.
Well, like?
Oh, I'll get to that.
Okay.
I got them all written down.
Okay.
After they do it, I'd run up to the room and... Yeah. I get interviewed every time I walk into the room. It's so obnoxious. It's frightening.
You ought to set up a camera on that one of these.
Yeah, I know. If I only could. I really got to.
A hidden camera thing on them the next time they come.
You know something? That would be the greatest television ever.
You got to do it. We got to wire the house.
At least I could set up a hidden tape, audio tape.
But you got to do, spy tech. Get them in there.
Yeah, the only problem is, though, how would you get, different shots? All you'd see is that one shot. You need audio tape. For radio.
Yeah.
Start with that. Start small and then...
work your way up.
Yeah. It's like I'm surrounded by 4 stuttering Johns. It's like, asking stupid questions for...
Sabotage you every time you enter a new room.
Right. But they're mad at me because I don't... Well, okay, let me back up here. Yeah. The thing is that after you have Thanksgiving and you have all your in-laws and junk over, it would be fine to, if they lived in the area, you close the door, say goodbye, and say, hey, we had a great time. Instead, my Thanksgiving goes on for 4 days straight. And my fantasy is to just be alone for a while. So what I do is I go downstairs to my little office there, and I hide. But I don't even really hide. That's what I'd be doing if they weren't there. But there's all this commotion. Oh, there he goes again to hide.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every time. Oh, he's going to hide now. Oh. If they know not to bother me and stuff, but...
They gotta comment on it.
And then I'll come up for meals and stuff. I'll come up for, I'll come up to, seriously, I'll come up for an hour and be with everybody, but then...
That's nice of you.
Yeah, but then that's the attitude. That's nice of you. You know what I mean?
Thank
it's almost
you
like,
for eating with us.
You know, my father-in-law is allowed to go sleep or do whatever he wants, but if I go leave the room, I know there's a lot of talk. Everything revolves around me now. Now that I'm famous, everything revolves around me. You got to understand that. Whether that's in my mind or not, everything revolves around me.
But you know why it's so. But you've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
You always hid.
Yeah.
And most times people wouldn't notice you were gone.
It's just my brother-in-law walks around. My brother-in-law just sits there and watches TV the whole time, watches sports on TV. He knows football, golf, everything. Every sport. And he knows it. We were watching John Daly play golf on Sunday. You know that guy?
Yes.
Remember the guy who just came in out of nowhere and won that tournament a couple of weeks ago?
I heard about it. I didn't know his name, though.
Yeah. He was watching John Daly playing golf. It was kind of interesting, too.
You got into it.
Yeah, well, if you got my brother-in-law explaining everything to you, he could get into it.
Next thing I know, you'll be out on the green with some clubs.
Yeah, well, no, I would never be on the green, but I was kind of enjoying watching it because of this guy, John Daly. He hits the ball like 350 yards.
Yeah.
Everybody else hits it like 250, but he hits it so erratically that it goes off into the bushes, but it's really fun to watch. It's like some madman playing golf.
Win?
He doesn't. He won once. It's a fluke. Yeah.
No.
Did anybody watch golf on Sunday?
Oh, dear.
No, seriously, I want to know if he won any of the skins.
What's a skin?
A skin is, you see, I learned everything about golf. A skin is 4 guys. They have Jack Nicklaus, John Daly, and 2 other guys. They go out to each hole.
Yeah.
And let's say every guy there makes it on par, 4 holes. Right. I mean, 4 shots to get it in the hole. Then no money is won. The first guy to win a hole wins $50,000. If they don't get it on the first hole, the second hole, you get $100,000. Then you get $150,000 for the hole. If it keeps building to each hole.
Do they go 18 holes or just...
I forget how many they go.
Yeah.
But they just go. And when you win that money, it's called a skin.
Oh.
So this guy, John Daly, can hit it further than anyone, except he never gets it in the hole any faster than anyone because he always hits it like into the sand or something.
He's got to get it out of the rough or the sand trap or whatever.
Just because he hits it far, all the other guys are able to get it in just as many shots.
Yeah.
It's really kind of weird. But the ball's up in the air for like 7 seconds, which is unbelievable.
Is that true?
Yeah. The hang time.
See, I don't know anything about golf. I don't know how long the ball stays.
I didn't know anything about golf, but it was pretty cool watching it. It's like someone who's got a real loud singing voice, but it's not in tune. You know what I mean? It's like, did you watch golf?
No, but a producer in L.A. just called. He's won 6 skins on Saturday and 2 skins yesterday.
Who won? John Daly?
Yeah, so...
Daly won the skins?
Well, 6 holes or whatever, 6 skins, so he won about $300,000.
Did he? Wow.
Well, if you were watching so much, how come you didn't know this?
Because this was going on and on and on. I stayed with it for 5 holes. Nobody won a skin.
Huh.
And he won the PGA Championship. He was like one of the youngest guys to win.
Yeah, well, that was the fluke that got him involved. But everybody likes him. The only reason, in fact, he's considered worse than all these other guys, but the reason they let him play is because he's so exciting to watch him hit the ball.
Yeah.
And it just goes into, he hit into the woods at one point. And then he got it out. And
Not on the course. He hit him into another set of woods.
Yeah, I don't know where he hit it. He hit it somewhere. It was pretty wild.
Is he the guy who was, like, overwhelmed by all the attention once he finally did win because nobody ever expected him to win?
He was a guy who drove himself to the match and was exhausted, had driven all night because he had no money. It's pretty funny. Oh, yeah, that guy won $300,000? Wow. Jeez.
Now you better start learning how to play.
No, that's one game I know I can never play.
You want to get out of radio.
Yeah. $300,000 for hitting that stupid ball. But it is a tough game.
Yeah.
You can see how frustrating it would be. But my brother-in-law watches TV the whole time.
Does he play any sports?
He says he does, but I've never seen him.
Okay.
I've never seen him actually play a sport. He just lays on the couch and watches tons of sports. I mean, but non-stop. I can't describe the situation to you. I'm talking about the TV in the living room is constantly blasting, and it's constantly playing sports.
And he's really intently looking at it. He's not just...
Oh, on Thursday, they showed up, and we had Thanksgiving. But all Thursday afternoon, there was a football game going on. I don't know what game, but there was a game. Friday was college football, 2 different games. Saturday was all kind of games. Basketball. It was endless.
Wow.
Golf. And the guy knows every channel to turn to and what time every game is on.
And he's back and forth.
But you never saw sports. This is like endless sports. I've never seen anything like it. And it's the same ritual. As soon as my in-laws land and get in for Thanksgiving, immediately my father-in-law says, what new videotapes do you have? Because, you know, that guy from Warner Brothers sends us videotapes.
Right, yeah.
So it's a whole big deal that he starts going through all my stuff and all my videotapes and stuff. And then, you know, and my brother-in-law's down there going through all my stuff. Even my wife said, maybe you want to pull the videotapes for them before they get, you know. And it's just like, it's constant videotapes.
You think they'd never seen a videotape?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And my father-in-law's like into videotapes. Like, he has to watch videotapes. Even if you videotape shows, he has to constantly be watching video. It's like weird. He videotapes everything. I told you that. He videotapes. And everything's got to be seen on videotape.
So he can't watch anything when it's actually on?
No.
He's got a videotape?
No.
Oh, boy.
He's really into videotapes.
So how did they get there from the airport?
Taxi.
Okay.
Yeah, we sent a cab from, thank God. But I didn't have to go pick him up. That would have been a disaster. Two different trips to the airport on Thanksgiving, the worst travel day of the year.
Yeah.
And they get there, and we have the Thanksgiving and stuff, and that was fine, but you just can't close the door, because Thanksgiving goes on all weekend. No, everyone's there, and the constant meals and cooking and eating.
Well, people have to eat out.
I know, but it's just like, you know, it would be great to have a couple. I mean, I finally got some days off, and I got people at my house. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and the constant questions, and the questions are unbelievable. I mean, it's when I walk into the room, it becomes nonstop Howard questions. I didn't hear one question.
They're firing at you like
my in-laws didn't ask.
Press conference?
They didn't ask. Yeah, it's a press conference, and they don't ask one question. And I keep trying to change the subject to the kids. I tried to change it to my sister-in-law's job. She's got a job. She's got a career. Why isn't anyone interested in it? I try to ask my brother-in-law about his travel business, or my father-in-law some question, but it's always
comes back to you, huh?
It's unbelievable. It starts out like this. You ready?
Okay.
All right. I'm sitting there on the couch. I come up to be with the family. I go, okay. I sit down in my office. I go, I've been away a long time. I want to go upstairs.
What are you doing down there in the office?
Watching movies. I tell them I'm working, but I'm watching movies. You know what I mean? And listening to records. Boy. Listening to records.
Listening to records?
Yeah. I listen to CDs.
Yeah.
I even listened to Michael Jackson's new album.
Oh, dear.
I did anything to just pass the time.
You must have wanted to avoid your family.
Yeah. No, I did a lot of work, too. I got some things done. I had to prepare for the television meeting today and all that kind of stuff.
How was Michael Jackson's album?
It's horrible.
Oh, okay.
It's really horrible. It's dreadful. It's just, what's good is U2's Joshua Tree.
Baby?
No, Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree, that's the old one.
Yeah, I had never even heard that.
Oh, no.
That's how far behind I am.
That's a great album.
Octoon Baby, how's that? Octoon Baby. Octoon Baby. Imagine working on an album for like a year or two and then naming it Octoon Baby.
Baby.
Yeah. Oh. How is that? Any good?
I only heard that single. I haven't, but it was #1 this week, so.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah, what do I know? So anyway, I'm sitting there and the press conference begins. You know, my in-laws, everyone. My mother-in-law goes, how is your friend David?
David who?
She's talking about David Letterman.
Oh.
How is your friend David? I'm just giving you sample questions, all right?
But you know what they're talking about.
No, of course not. Well, how would I know? I do exactly what you just did.
I was stupid.
No, I do exactly what you just did. I go, David who? But I know it's going to be something stupid about my job.
Oh, dear.
How is he? And you know what? They don't even listen to the answers. That's the amazing thing about it. Nobody listens. Yeah. All they do is talk over each other. It's blah, 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 blah. I tried holding a conversation with him.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law said she'd be asleep till about 8 o'clock so we could talk about that. But it's always blah, 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 blah. Nobody really converses. So it's because nobody's really interested in the answer. But there's too much going on.
Well, why do you think they start this up?
Because I'm there and everyone feels that they have to get these questions out. Everything is about me, though. It's constant me. I'd like to sit in a room with people where they wouldn't talk about me. But my job is so interesting that people can only focus on me when I am in a room. Only me.
But I don't understand if they just ask the question and then go on to something else.
No, but I have to start being rude after a while. I'll answer one or two of the questions, but then I have to start giving short, snippy answers, and then eventually I get so nuts, I walk out of the room and go pretend like I'm getting somebody to eat in the kitchen. But then I hear him in there, they go, oh, he's hiding. Now he's hiding. He's hiding. So they comment on me leaving.
Oh, boy.
But who wouldn't leave? Who wants to talk? I mean, I talk about this crap 500 hours a day. I want to just be a regular guy at home.
Well, you think at home you could be.
I want to talk about the kids.
That's the place you're supposed to go to be a regular guy.
Yeah. No, not with my family. And, you know. And, you know, I don't want to be a big shot.
Down, yes.
No, they don't. Well, they come in from Florida and they want to know everything. And then, you know, my father-in-law every minute goes, we get the TV show now, but we get it at 3 in the morning on our station. Our show is aired 3 in the morning in Florida.
Oh.
In his section of Florida.
But that shouldn't bother him because he videotapes everything.
He videotapes. He watches it on video. What is it, Gary?
Is that is that the Tampa area?
Yeah.
I found out that Tampa airs the show at 2 or 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning, my father.
Well, it's 2 or 3 depending on...
Content?
Yes. That was one of the things I found out.
Our TV show is so
How
stupid.
in the world can anybody find it?
Yeah. 3 in the morning.
What week it is.
Well, I mean, why bother running it? I wouldn't, you know, I've said this to the syndication company. Why do you bother running it in Tampa at 3 in the morning? Then just say we can't run it in Tampa. Is it just to get market clearance? Because at 3 in the morning, what's the point? I'm working too damn hard to have some yahoos in Florida tell me that my show can't air before 3 in the morning. That's a lot of crap.
2 or 3.
Yeah. What do you think, the people in Tampa can't handle it? Oh, man. Like, people in Tampa are any different than people in New York. They're not. They're the same idiots.
What's wrong with the rest of the state of Florida? They're all doing fine with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not even TV anymore. That's a nightlight for people. That's just like if somebody accidentally leaves the set on.
Somebody's got us confused with Sermonette.
Yeah, right. I mean, can you imagine our show airs, and according to my father-in-law, it's 3 in the morning more than it is 2 in the morning.
I'm sure it is.
He's never seen it at 2 in the morning. Because he tapes it. It's 3 a.m. 3 a.m.
I wonder what our lead-in is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pattern.
I think it's the Green Grocer or something.
Yeah, some home shopping thing.
Mr. Juice Fix-It Man. One of those half-hour commercials.
Yeah, somebody thinks we're selling something.
I saw some commercial on Channel 9. Like, it was a half-hour show, but it was a commercial for your personal power. And there's this guy.
Tony Roberts, or Robbins.
Something like that, but a white guy.
Yeah.
And he looks like,
He looks like Lurch.
Right, that's
yes,
it. That's the
like
guy.
Lurch.
No, he looks like Lurch. He's Lurch.
Randy Travis and Lurch, that's it.
It's Lurch. I mean, this guy is Lurch.
Yeah, he only needs a couple of bolts in his head or something.
You saw him, too.
Yeah, I've seen him a lot. Fran Tarkenton introduced him.
Yeah.
That's Tony Robbins.
And I'm like,
something.
oh, man, Lurch. I said, this is Lurch from the Addams Family giving me personal advice and talking about how I can be a better person. Lurch. It's exactly Lurch. You ever seen this guy?
Yeah, because I've seen Fran Tarkenton interviewing him.
Yeah, oh, it's embarrassing. And there's a lot of people kissing his ass, this guy.
A lot of people have been saved by him.
And everything he says is completely stupid.
Yeah.
It's stuff that you know anyway. He's a complete dick, this guy.
And he's so full of himself sitting there with his little theories.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you would really think he had an answer for something. It's unbelievable. Oh, man. What's his name?
Tony Robbins, I think.
But he sounds like an attaché case full of
tapes. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Hey, Tony Robbins. You. All right? I'm with you. Tony Robbins.
How did you come across this theory of positive thinking?
Yeah. Wait, I got to tell you about the rest of my press conference with my in-laws, though. Let me take a short break here. We'll be back right after these words. First.
Hello, Willie? Willie there? Willie who? Do it. Willie who? Do it. Willie, do it. Willie, do it. No. Thank you.
You want to take some phone calls, or you want to hear about the rest of my Thanksgiving
I want to
weekend?
hear about the rest of it.
Okay, so all right, here's how it goes, all right? So I walk into the room, and my in-laws get a hold of me with my brother-in-law and my sister. My sister-in-law is real cool. She never asks me anything. All right, we just talk. But my brother-in-law talks in a monotone like my father-in-law. They both talk like that. My father-in-law talks like that because he used to be a stutterer when he was a kid. So he always talked very softly. But my brother-in-law talks the same way for no apparent reason. Just to be annoying. So he's always like, how you doing, man? You know. So Howie, tell me, what's it like to be, how's you crucified by the FCC? You know, it's like that.
Oh, yeah.
Very hard to hear everyone. And my mother-in-law asks a lot of questions, but usually it's about stuff that was just asked. She usually gets interested halfway through the discussion. and it's like, what's that? What's that? Who is that? What was that? Who is that? She goes, but that's halfway through.
So you're supposed to repeat?
Yeah, but my mother-in-law starts off the press conference usually. As soon as I'm sitting there. And what she does is she asks a question, and then she gets right back into playing with the kids. So she just gets it started so my father-in-law, my brother-in-law can continue. She's not even interested in the answer. How is your friend David? We must visit. You know, it always starts out, we must visit. How is your friend David? And then I'm already annoyed, because I know this must have something to do with my career. I go, David who? I'm thinking, David Letterman. So I go, oh, fine. That's it. That's my answer. Oh, fine. But my wife is such a genius that she says, oh, didn't you hear Howard resigned from Letterman? So then, and I'm going, oh, my God, my wife does it. My wife only wants me, my wife knows how I feel.
Yeah.
But she wants me involved in talking and entertaining.
Well, I think she'd like you to talk to her family.
You know, I do want to talk to her family. I like her family. That's the point. It's just I don't want to talk about me. I don't want to talk about me. When I walk into the room, I don't want to talk about me every minute.
Yeah, have you ever thought that if you just entertained everything, just stayed with them? I do,
though. It does, no.
No. And entertain every question.
I do that for 2 days, and then it just still doesn't stop. It's just they come up with more and more questions. Yeah. They are consumed with it. So, and they're great people. It's just that they, I guess it would be like this with anybody. Like my parents would be this way, except they get to hear the show every day at least. Yeah. But my mother never asks me about the radio show, hardly ever. She just runs around town screaming that she's my mother.
Right, she tells everybody else.
And looking for discounts.
She doesn't have to bother you, she's bothering everyone else.
Right, exactly. My father does, my father will ask me one question, maybe 2 questions tops. But he's sort of filled in on the show. Right. My in-laws come out from Mars, and then they come to complete updates. They want complete updates. So my mother-in-law goes, how is your friend David? So I go, David who? David Letterman. And then my first reaction is, he's not my friend. So I go, well, he's not really my friend, Norm. I just appear on the show. I see him when you see him, when I'm on TV. But that doesn't stop them. Alison, my wife, says, oh, didn't you hear Howard has resigned from the show? So I go, so my mother-in-law goes, what's that all about? What do you mean you resigned? I don't understand. I don't understand. It's everything. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's a panic. I don't understand. How did you resign? I go, I just mumble, I resigned. My wife goes, well, tell them the story. I go, honey, now I get, you brought it up. Why don't you tell them? You seem pretty well. Oh, I don't tell it good. You tell it. I go, I'm not. So that's where I walk into the kitchen to get something to eat, and then they start screaming that I'm hiding. So my wife starts trying to explain my resignation from Letterman, getting, like saying all kind of weird stuff, but I don't even care, as long as she's talking about me resigning. Does anybody else get this bug? I don't know.
I say to myself, I don't get bugged.
I guess so. You've got a great scene. I tell you, I get nuts. But my wife knows better.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Why did she do that?
And then she goes, oh, you're too uptight. It's just, she just does it to me. She sabotaged me because I was really trying to get it off me. Yeah. But my wife is excited. She wants to brag a little bit. Sure. If she could tell a story, it'd be great. My wife can't tell a story. Oh, gee. My wife told me a great story the other night, and then I told her to tell her parents that story instead of talking about me. She goes, I don't remember it. You tell it. There was a great story about the kids. Let's talk about the kids. It was really cool. My 5-year-old, right? Yeah. My wife was driving her somewhere and said, hey, you're so happy and gay today. And my 5-year-old daughter goes, gay? Oh. I'm not gay. This is a 5-year-old.
You're kidding.
My wife goes, well, that means gay means happy. She goes, no, it doesn't.
The 5-year-old?
Yeah. She goes, it means when 2 women get married. So,
yeah, so she's teaching her mother a thing or two.
So my wife goes, well, where did you hear that? She goes, well, Emily told me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. They know all that stuff already.
When 2 women get married.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's a good way of kids explaining it.
Yeah.
Two women get married.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't call me gay.
So my wife tried to explain that gay used to mean, you know, sort of happy.
Yeah.
And my daughter said, well, done anymore. That's the old explanation.
Don't be using that word.
Yeah.
But at 5, she knows she's not gay. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Oh, you know. You're at 5, you know. He's like, hey, don't call me gay.
No way, Jose.
No way.
I'm not gay.
I'm not gay. Maybe you are. You know, and then the kid was all, Daddy, Mommy called me a homo. Oh, boy. But that's a funny story. Those are the kind of stories families should be sharing.
Yeah.
Not my career. My career, everybody. Okay, 1 or 2 questions. My career, endlessly. That's why I won't walk into the room.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're back at work.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like doing a radio show. So, okay, so the question on the table is, what's with you and David Letterman? My wife yells out that I've resigned from the show, and my mother-in-law is now all confused. What do you mean resigned? I don't understand. And my father-in-law's mumbling, and my brother-in-law, oh, tell us, what do you mean you resigned? And it's like, you know, who cares?
Don't they keep up with you even when you're on the David Letterman show?
I don't know. I just wish my wife would just tell them. You know what? But my wife probably tells them all this stuff, but they don't retain any.
I mean, but don't they get a call when you're going to be on the show?
No, I don't call anyone when I'm going to be on it. I used to, I guess, when I first got on it. But now it doesn't.
Well, it could solve a lot of these problems.
Maybe. So then my father-in-law will follow up, okay? He'll go, how is that MTV fellow?
What MTV fellow?
Right. Now, you see how you get how is that MTV fellow?
Yeah.
We're supposed to know what he's talking about.
What's that?
So I go, what are you talking about? I don't know anyone from MTV. That MTV fellow who went down to Florida.
Oh, dear.
So I go...
This is like a game show.
Yeah. I go...
There should be a clock ticking in the back.
These are just the questions I remember, okay? I'm telling you, they're endless. It's endless questions.
Do they give you time to think, like on Jeopardy?
And now I just go... I mumble. I go, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue as to what you're talking about. But this conversation doesn't stop with that. If it stopped with that, I'd be fine. My father-in-law doesn't even know what he's talking about. It's just they want to know.
Do they really want to know? Could they care?
No, they don't. They don't even know they don't care.
At least if it was something they could care about.
They don't even care. There's no answer for any of this.
They're just making conversation.
It is endless conversation that is meaningless.
Well, that's terrible.
Then, you know, and then when I try to have meaningful conversation, my brother-in-law thinks I'm picking on him. That was the whole other big controversy.
Really?
He was going to leave early because I was picking on him.
What'd you say to him?
I tried to change the conversation from me. So I said, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, Gary, one of Gary's friends, a girl, moved down to Atlanta. I was going to set him up with her. I said, you know, hey, because I got plenty of girls. Well, I got this one, that one. I want to get married, but this one has, you know, has a birthmark. This one has a piece of schnout hanging from her nose. This one has, you know, and I'm hearing this. I said, you know, maybe you really don't want to get married. So he said, what do you mean? I go, you sound immature when you say you want to get married, you have all these women, but you set yourself up like you're some kind of prince, and you're going to find something wrong with I mean, you're taking the most minuscule thing. I mean, it could be a birthmark on her ass, and you're taking the most minuscule thing. When you want to get married, you find companionship, you find a friendship, and you go ahead and get married. I was ready to get married. You get married. I said, if I picked apart everything on your sister, you think I would have married her? I mean, I could find a million things wrong with her. Maybe her ass is too flat. Maybe her legs are too thick. I mean, you know, what am I going to do? Maybe her breasts are too small. Because he'll go, oh, this one's really nice, but her breasts are too small. And it's like, you know, did you ever think you should stop going around saying you want to get married? Because you don't. Because being married ain't about, you're going to find something wrong with her.
Sure.
Her breast's going to stink in the morning.
Oh.
Well, you understand what I'm saying? I said, you know, that's an immaturity.
Sure. He doesn't want to get married. I agree with you.
And I said, but I wasn't putting him down. I said, you got to stop saying you want to get married. You don't want to get married. Well, he got insulted. Oh, I'm immature. You know, he was missing my point.
Oh, so you were calling him names.
Right. So then that whole thing turned into a big fight.
Oh.
And he was all upset.
Oh, dear.
But then I tried to explain to him, I'm not putting you down. And then my mother-in-law gets upset because she thinks I'm putting down her son.
Oh.
But she walks in halfway through the conversation. She hasn't even heard it.
But she immediately takes his side.
She thinks that I think I'm a big shot. I know that. But I am a big shot. I know something.
Oh, goodness. Will you calm down? You're out of the house for a little while. Calm down.
Yeah. But you understand what I'm saying. I was just having a philosophical discussion, not a put down.
Well, you shouldn't try to fix your brother-in-law either.
I wasn't. I was saying to him, be yourself. You know, you don't have to.
You're advising. Let him have his fantasy.
I said, don't every minute say you want to be married. You don't want to be married. If you want to be married, you could have been married 10 years ago.
Leave him alone, because you're only going to start trouble.
Yeah. So, but the point is, I enjoy having discussions about anything but me.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about politics. I'll even talk to you about golf. I know nothing about golf, and I can have a discussion with you on it. Sports, anything. I don't want to talk about David Letterman. And you should hear my wife botch up that explanation. We should call her and ask her to explain why I resigned.
She should explain to us. I'd like to hear that.
Why did I resign from Letterman? She can't get it out. And I don't. And then I say to myself, hey, am I being a big shot here? So then I come up with some lame-ass explanation. Oh, well, it's just, I didn't really resign. I go, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's just, why did I resign from Letterman? What, am I going to go into the whole story?
Yeah. Kind of involved.
And then the MTV fellow, we never figured out who that was.
Oh, I know who it is.
Is it pig virus?
No. It's D. Who moved down to Florida?
You were kidding me.
No, it's D.
MTV fella. I
think
the guy
all of his videos.
I thought it was pig virus, and I just kept quiet and didn't say anything.
No, they were talking about D.
Wouldn't you say the guy in the rock band that moved down to Florida?
I would. But that's why I say if they don't know any more about him than that, they don't really care. They're just making conversation.
They're making conversation. And I don't want to make conversation. I want to just have a normal life. Oh, that's D.
I mean, do they know you?
No, they have no clue.
They ask questions like total strangers.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's endless barrage of questions. And okay, you want me to continue?
Yeah.
Want to hear more questions? More press conference? Forget. You know what? If you were there with that memory of yours, you would remember. Like, no, I feel bad that I don't remember all everything that went on.
Oh,
the questions are boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. I mean, they're rapid fire. The best TV show or radio show we could put on is have my in-laws in here. And just...
That's why I say you got to tape this whole thing.
All right. From now on, I will. Next time they show up, I'll have a hidden microphone.
Got to have the place wired.
The press conferences, but they happen the second I walk into a room. And they could be sitting there eating, and whatever I'm eating, that becomes the focus of attention. Mm-hmm. What goes into that trough of mine? All I eat is the same thing. Lettuce with a turkey or something, tuna fish. And macaronis or something. And that's what I eat each time. But everyone's involved.
Hasn't changed in how many years?
The same discussion goes on. My mother-in-law woke up, look in the bowl. But they put their face right in the bowl, which is...
How do they get it in there? You usually have it up so high.
Well, you know what I do?
What?
Wherever I go, I grab the bowl and take it with me. So if I'm preparing a salad, I put the salad in, and then the phone rang. It was John Lolis, our executive producer of a TV show. I take the bowl, and I bring it over to the phone with me. And I hold it because I know their faces will be buried in it. My brother-in-law, the minute he showed up, I was making myself some lunch. He came early. I was making myself lunch. It was Thanksgiving Day. Before Thanksgiving. Before the evening's festivities.
Meal, yeah.
Face immediately in the bowl of food. Face immediately in the bowl. I said to him, you know what? The first thing he said, I knew your face was going to be in my bowl. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
Oh, dear.
I said, just get your face out of my bowl and we'll be fine. I'm trying to eat that. It's very unappetizing. You know what I'm talking about, Fred?
Yeah.
Or you think I'm crazy?
No, everything sounds very valid up to this point.
Okay.
If it's a little bit true.
I swear it's all true. And I swear I'm leaving out 100 things because I have no memory. This is just the stuff that I focus in on. The second the guy walks in, it's almost like he does a beeline for my bowl.
It's like a magnet.
Because he's got to look. He's looking things over.
What is he, a dog?
Yeah.
My dog looks in my bowl.
Right. My dog don't even look in my bowl. Oh, man.
He doesn't have to. You got a brother-in-law.
Wait, I got to continue this. Let me take a break, all right? And then I got to continue this discussion.
Oh, my.
All right. We'll be back right after this. So where was I?
Well, you were with a quiz.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So... You just got to understand, it's just, it's just the bowl of food. You just got to understand it's everything. Everything is an inquisition.
You're being observed under a microscope.
Yeah, but that's about Saturday night, because Saturday night...
that's
my
when
wife,
you went out.
Well, they wanted to go out.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, but then my wife and I got into a big fight, and it wasn't my fault.
In front of them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
The worst thing you can do.
Absolutely. But then Sunday we were all lovey-dovey.
And they thought, well, we can leave with our daughter still married.
Yeah, that's always weird. Like when I'm kissing my wife or something in front of them, I wonder if that's weird. I wouldn't want to see some guy kissing my daughters, you know what I mean?
I have a friend whose husband still hasn't walked into the house where his daughter sleeps with another man, and they're married.
Really? Really?
Yeah, the father just won't even go in the house. He doesn't want to see it.
Yeah, I know. I can tell sometimes when I'm kissing my wife, my father-in-law's like, look at that guy. It's disgusting. You know, that's disgusting. But I figure, hey, I've been with this woman 17 years. I got a right. I don't know. So anyway, all right, so you got a picture like it's a press conference. They're all sitting down. I'm standing up because I'm busy trying to get out of the room.
Yeah.
And my wife, in the worst way, wants this thing to keep going. So they go, yeah, how's your friend David Letterman? How's your MTV fellow who went down to Florida? I can't believe that's Steve Snyder from Twisted Sister.
That's what my guess is.
I think you're right. I had no clue. I thought they meant pig virus.
I didn't know at first. When you said MTV fellow, I had no clue. But when you say who moved down to Florida,
right?
I'm figuring they must mean D.
Well, I'd love to know the answer to that one.
Because they don't know a name.
Why don't we call them later and find out if that's who they mean?
Let's ask them these questions.
Yeah.
That hit me right away, too, Howard.
What?
That hit me right away, too.
I thought it was pig virus.
MTV guy in Florida.
But I think they said he used to be at NBC. And then my wife goes, Bob Pittman. Then my wife goes, Bob Pittman. Oh, this is how the discussion goes.
How would they know about Bob Pittman?
Exactly. My wife goes, Bob Pittman. And my father-in-law goes, yes, that's it, Bob Pittman. So I go, Bob, you don't even know Bob Pittman. I don't know Bob Pittman. I've never even met the guy.
He was just trying to get in the conversation.
Yeah. And then I go, oh, you mean, so my wife goes, you mean Dom Fioravanti? And then my father-in-law goes, yes, that's it, Fioravanti.
Dear.
He just wants it.
Like I said, they don't know you.
No.
They have no clue who you are.
No. This is endless. Then they wonder why I run from the room. If it was a pleasant conversation, I have politics, anything.
Total strangers ask you more intimate questions.
Right. I mean, it's like being amongst a bunch of fans. I mean, it's just a nightmare. And I'm running from room to room hiding. It's weird. It is just weird.
Wow. This is torture.
Oh, it's torture.
I thought you were exaggerating.
I am telling you.
Wednesday when you were carrying on.
No.
I said, he was going to have a fine time. He just exaggerated.
Well, I had a fine time just laying down in my office on the floor in the fetal position.
I said, he'll be hard-pressed to make up something to match this tirade he went on Wednesday.
But in all seriousness, I do enjoy some time alone on a time off, a 3-day weekend.
Oh, everybody knows that.
Everyone needs some downtime. I want to just lay in bed.
When you talk for a living, you don't want to talk.
Right. I can't explain that to anyone. And everyone says I'm being a big shot, including my mother. But I'm not being a big shot. But anyway, I know when I'm being a big shot. And I guess I'm, and then I get into that whole weird thing like, hey, at least I'm, doing well with the radio and everything. Maybe I should be happy about all this. But well,
you are.
Yeah.
But you still would like to be left alone.
Yeah. But then my mother says to me, you do have a family, and if you want to be left alone, you shouldn't have a family. I said, no. I want to be with people. I just don't want to talk about me every minute. You can't control the conversation. I go, well, obviously.
But now, somebody's got to understand that those questions are out. You can't even figure out what they're talking about to answer the question.
All right, so then my mother-in-law will jump in, okay? So the press conference has gone around the room. Oh, then my brother-in-law will jump in and go, hey, how are the sales on that Crucified by the FCC?
Oh.
And I go, oh, fine, it's selling fine. Can I have a copy? Because the copy you gave me, I lent to a friend, and his house burned down. Okay, I run down and I get a copy. Then my father-in-law says, is that copy for us?
Oh, dear.
I go, well, I gave you guys a copy. He goes, no, I don't. I go, oh, that's right. I gave you a copy, but I run back down and get them a copy. Then my sister-in-law feels bad. She didn't get a copy, so we give her a copy. You got to understand, everything revolves around me when I'm in the room. I can't be in the room without...
As soon as you leave the room, they calm down.
Yeah, but they go back to whatever it is they do. I don't know what they do.
Because you can't be there.
They pile up all the newspapers on my brand-new couch. That's what they do. And we just put in a coffee table?
Yeah.
Everyone's feet goes right up on it. My sister-in-law, her big mistake was she wears like shoe slippers. You ever see these things? They're slippers like with heels. They almost look like ballet slippers.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The things I've got on today.
Let me see.
Like these.
Exactly. Except they have a little bit more of a heel.
This is a little heel.
Okay. That's exactly what she wears. She puts those up on the couch.
Oh, no.
And puts them on the table.
On your chair?
Yeah. And even stands up on the chair. I saw her actually stand up on it.
What was she doing?
I don't know. She was kissing me goodbye. I was like, can't you walk around and I, you know, I have learned to keep quiet because I said to my wife before her parents and everyone came, I said, please, ask them not to put the newspapers on the couch. Of course, they were all piled up there. And, you know what, I just said, I'm sick of cleaning up.
Has anyone ever said this to them?
Yes. I said it. I tell you, I mean, you know what it is? It just goes through my head how hard I work. And we all work hard. And the money you spend for a couch, and I just as soon not spend the money. I'd like to save some money. We're in a recession, supposedly, although I haven't seen prices go down. Recession means prices go down. Where are the prices going down? I don't see any prices going down. Do you?
No.
No, there's no recession.
I'm waiting. I'm still waiting.
There is no recession. In a time of recession, prices go down. You can't keep prices up. So I'm saying to myself, you know, hey, it's a couch. I just spent the money on it. I want it to look nice. I go to people's houses. I don't put my feet on their couch. I don't put my feet on their coffee table.
Is there a room in your house where people can sit, lounge?
Yes, every room.
All that stuff.
Every room, but there's inappropriate behavior in the house. You can't put your feet up on a glass table.
Oh.
Can you?
Feet up on your table and it's glass?
Yeah, and there's more than enough room to sit comfortably. Why can't everyone just sit in the thing? And it's certainly newspapers. So I say to the family, excuse me, can you take the newspapers off the couch? My brother-in-law says, it's a black couch. You can't see the stains. They were a lot better this time, because I yelled a lot the last time.
And everybody had good sleeping accommodations? And
everyone's having a party. Oh, no, my brother-in-law didn't like the TV in his room.
Oh.
He said it was too small. He was complaining the whole time it was too small. I said, you son of a bitch. I got you. I'm putting you up. I bet you if I went to your house, there wouldn't be any TV in the room. There's a TV in every room. I made sure to put a TV in his room so he could sit. Maybe, God forbid, he wouldn't be on top of my couch every 5 seconds. He goes, I could barely see on that little screen. I can imagine with the accommodations at his place. I'd like to see the accommodations over at his house.
Oh, no.
I'm sure they all sleep well. They're exhausted from the press conference, from dreaming up all the questions to ask me. But he was complaining about the size of the TV. And it was a nice... remember that TV that Dominic got me, the 13-inch? Sure. It's a nice TV. In his room. What am I supposed to do, go buy a 45-inch for him?
Yeah, big screen. Drop a screen in there.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Complaining the whole time about it. Gee, I could barely see the game.
Stuck in that room. He couldn't watch another TV.
No, I couldn't do that. And I go out and rent the movies from the video store. Complaining could hardly see the movie.
Oh, well, that you don't
with
watch
a VCR.
A movie on a 13-inch.
It's got a 13-inch with a VCR. With a VCR. I didn't tell him to use the VCR. That's fine. You could, I'm saying... Make do for the weekend, excuse me.
I wouldn't complain.
Right. You'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
That was his other thing he was complaining, too, about Saturday night. So, well, let me just finish the press conference, okay? So, then my brother-in-law, how's the tape selling? All right, so you do that. Then, you figure after, maybe it's done now, right? Because I leave the room and then I come back in. My mother-in-law will go, tell us... Tell us what are some of the interesting people that you've met?
Uh-oh.
What are some of the new interesting people that you've met? I go, so I go, you know who I met that's really interesting? Your son, Bruce. Bruce, tell us about what you're doing. This is literally how I handle it, okay? Because I don't know what to do. So then she starts in here. Tell us some interesting people that you met. Please, come on. So I go, I haven't met anybody interesting. So my wife, of course, goes, James Taylor.
Now, does your mother know who that is, your mother-in-law?
She acts like she does. Oh, James Taylor. What's he like? I said, well, Alison, since you heard it, what do you think he's like? You heard the same thing I did. I didn't spend any special time with this guy. I tell you, it's endless. It's endless. It's endless Thanksgiving. Because you don't mind, what, I wouldn't even mind if we had a 3-hour Thanksgiving and eating and people...
Because they could do that at Thanksgiving, then everybody go home, take a deep breath, and you got the rest of the weekend to recover. Right.
And it's like, hey, it wasn't so bad. Hey, they heard about my job, I heard about their job, okay? But it's all weekend. All weekend.
Oof.
It's frightening. Everything just irritated me. My wife's got this other thing that really irritates me.
What's that?
She calls me on her car phone 3 minutes before she's about to hit the house.
What is she announcing?
Yeah. she announces.
Get ready for me. I'm coming home.
Yeah, and it's like, it's driving me nuts because the car phone bills are high.
Oh.
And I said to her, can't you wait literally, she was 3 minutes from the house. I'm talking to her the other day. She calls up, she goes, hi, honey. I go, oh, hi. Yeah, obviously on the car phone.
This is an emergency, right?
Yeah, I go, what's up?
I'm going some errands, but I could finish all my errands, but I go,
when are you coming home?
Oh, I'm 3 minutes from the house.
I go, then why did you call? Why didn't you just come home?
I wanted to let you know I was on my way home.
I go, but literally she was 3 minutes. I timed it.
Yeah.
3 minutes. What, am I supposed to start the trumpets? What
do you do when she comes home?
It's unbelievable. And the car phone bills reflect it because it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You have a car phone, you know. I mean, she used to have one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They got that, too.
Yeah. Robin's car got ripped off last night. Great. My heart goes out to you.
I got my radio.
How'd you get that? You brought it with you?
I took my radio with me.
Oh, good. At least those bastards didn't get that.
I got them.
Right.
They weren't listening to any good tunes.
Oh, man. I was going to say, because you just put in a pretty expensive radio.
Yeah, but they got everything. You know how I was gloating about the fact that those speakers were bolted to the wheels?
Yeah.
Well,
they just took the wheels and everything else.
They took everything.
Wow. That sucks. Because I've been really upset. My battery just keeps dying.
Well, you don't use your car.
No, but I mean, it's ridiculous. I do use it.
You have to, you know what? What do? You go get the car recharged.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you this now.
Then I drive it around.
For how long?
15, 20 minutes.
That's not enough.
Yeah, I know.
Not to recharge.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Drive around?
Yeah, for about 3 days.
You mean a car? Yeah, I have to drive for hours?
That's right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, you just jump it and you drive around for 15 minutes, right?
Neil told me there's he told me there's a device now that cuts off your battery if you don't use it for a couple of days. It cuts it off from everything else, yeah. Which I'm going to get. But,
how often do you drive that car?
A couple of times a week.
And it still died.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Once it lost its charge, you're going to have that trouble.
Yeah. It sucks.
Unless you drive it a lot. Because it only charges while you're driving. I mean, even,
Yeah, something.
Stop and going isn't good, like right around your neighborhood. You need some extended driving.
So then Saturday night, my wife wanted to take the whole family out.
Now, how are you going to do that?
I don't know.
Were you going to rent a bus?
Yeah, really. Now that you think about it, we wouldn't have been able to do it.
How were you going to do that?
Man, we have no car. We only had one car. I couldn't fit all of them in. I have to take them in boatloads. And I said to my wife, asked me, this is what my wife does, okay? God bless her. All right, I love the woman. Let me preface, I love my family, all right? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to spend 4 days with anybody, especially a house full of people, especially for a guy who likes to be alone.
Yeah.
Because he's around people all the time. And I love my in-laws. I like them to show up and, God bless them. They play with the kids all day. It's beautiful. So, where was I? Oh, yeah.
You were telling me about
the Saturday night. They decided... My wife says everyone wants to get out of the house.
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Everybody must have been crazy.
I didn't want to get out of the house. I was enjoying my time alone.
But these aren't people who...
like to sit home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she said, what do you want to do? I said, look, I haven't showered in 2 days. But what I want to do is I want to bring in food. All right? I'll bring in any kind of food you want. I don't want to get started with taking your whole family to dinner. It's just going to be really annoying. Because I know how our parents order. And it takes them forever. And they kibitz and they have to have discussions with the waiter. And my father-in-law complains about the food anyway, no matter where you take him.
Really?
He was complaining all about Thanksgiving. He lives in Florida, the Tampa area, which has the worst food you could ever imagine. You want to vomit when you eat this food. The water smells even. I mean, that's how bad it is. You drink from the tap, you could die.
Oh, dear.
The ice smells. Everything smells. But he's got a whole opinion on everything. The desserts on Thanksgiving, horrible. Chocolate was too sweet. The cakes weren't good.
Oh.
Chinese food, we take them to the top Chinese restaurant. It's no good because they don't have brown sauce. Some kind of brown lobster sauce. They used to make it some dump he used to eat at. I've had this brown lobster sauce. It's nothing. We take him to a great Chinese restaurant. It's no good.
Yeah.
So I said, why don't we just order in some food for your family? So I don't really want to sit there and be stared at in a restaurant with 900 people. With me sitting there with a whole big table We're not even going to be able to have any conversation or anything. It's going to be stupid. All right? Let me just bring in the food. So my wife goes, no. Everyone wants to get out. You're outvoted. Fine. I said, okay, I'll go along with it. She makes a 6:30 reservation at a place. Around 5:30, she says again, well, 4:30, she says, do you want to go out to dinner? I go, I told you already. I don't want to go. I don't want to go out to dinner, but I'm willing to go if I have to do it. I'm not going to be a party pooper. I said, if you want me to sit there and be stared at for 2 hours, fine. And while everyone looks and gapes at my ridiculous family. All right? Well, that started off.
That'll give everybody a lot to talk about the rest of the weekend.
She goes, fine, I'm canceling the reservation. I go, why don't you ask your rest of your family? So I start to ask the rest of her family. The rest of her family don't even want to go out. They don't even want to go out. My mother-in-law likes to see the kids. Nobody wants to go out. Everyone wants to pass out for a couple of hours. Everyone's cranky. Just let me go out and get dinner for everyone. And then no one can agree what they want. I said, I'm going to get some Italian food. My wife goes, my mother can't. My mother-in-law has this charade that she can't eat Italian food, but she eats it constantly. My wife goes, my mother can't eat Italian food. I go, why is that? She can't eat noodles. She's allergic. I go, every time your mother says she's allergic, I see her scarfing down tons of noodles. She's lying to you. Sure enough, we get Italian food from mother. We get a special dish with no pasta or anything. She's there scarfing down everyone's pasta.
Really?
Oh, yeah, of course. She's not allergic.
Oh, dear.
She's not allergic at all.
Oh, my goodness.
She's not allergic to anything.
This is a
She has it in her head that she's allergic. Oh, it's a madhouse. She has it in her head that she's allergic. Yeah. She's not allergic to anything, but it's a whole big charade we have to play. The only person who's allergic in that house is me to them. But my wife goes, well, we can't order Italian food because of my mother. I go, yes, you can. Get her a chicken dish. She doesn't have to eat pasta. She's allergic to pasta. She ate every friggin' pasta we had there. And last night, she was eating pasta again.
Oh, dear.
She goes, oh, and I watch her mother. She goes, oh, you know, I know I'm not supposed to eat this. Let me just try a little. See what happens. It's a charade. It's a charade. It's hysterical. It's a charade I'm involved with. So my brother-in-law goes, let's order tons of food. Pizza, Chinese, and Italian. And my wife goes, you idiot, don't you understand? Some of these dishes have to go together. I mean, it's just like, who's going to go get all this food? It's just, they start calling each other names, and I'm going, look, and my wife starts blaming me. It's my fault. She had a reservation at a restaurant. And I said, listen, it's not my fault. It's obvious your people don't even want to go out to eat. Everyone just wants to eat.
Where were they going to find a restaurant that was serving pizza, Chinese?
Yeah. What was it, Nathan's? Yeah, Nathan's has that. That was a nightmare. I got no rest.
Food court.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. So I went out. If I've left to my own devices, I went out. I got the Italian food. I got all different kind of pasta, all different kind of chicken, all different kind of things. We made a big salad. Whatever you want. Does that sound nice?
That sounds wonderful.
It's lovely, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't have to hassle with people. It was unbelievable. The kids were so happy. They didn't even want to go. No one can read anything. I know what to do.
They would have been miserable.
Yeah. Oh, they would have been absolutely miserable. And as it was, my wife was up there snoring away till about 6:30. She wouldn't even been able to snore away. She would have had to get up and get dressed and showered and the whole thing.
Snoring away.
Oh, yeah. My wife snores. Now my wife snores.
Now you better stop that.
She does.
Oh, you.
Like a bear.
Is she still asleep?
I hope so. I got to take a break. We'll take some phone calls right after this. To John.
Alison's on the phone to you.
Why?
I don't know if
she ever used the power note?
She didn't come. Let's talk to you.
Yes, honey. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm doing a commercial.
I finished the commercial.
Oh. The power note is, she's just calling to impress her parents.
My parents don't even know. I just got out of the shower. I just have a burning desire to defend my life and my family.
Why? Why? You didn't hear the show?
I heard a little bit.
Who called you?
No.
Gail?
No. I got little inklings all along, and I'm just defending
You haven't even been out of the house yet.
Yeah. How did you hear? You heard bits and pieces of the show.
Right.
So why wouldn't you call in? Why do you call in after 10 o'clock?
Because I had to get the kids off to school. I meditated. I showered. Because after that, Melissa Gilbert was on, so I said, oh, I'll go in the shower. I'm not going to disturb that.
And now this is my first chance.
You sure you're not helping Pete Pointel?
Yeah.
You got an interest in his ratings?
Honey, can we take this up tomorrow?
Sure.
I'm losing my voice.
Okay. I just, first of all, I'm not dying. I'm not ill.
Who said you were?
What?
Who said you were?
That was last week.
Yeah, honey, that was 9 days ago.
No, it was.
Today you've been in perfect health.
Yeah.
Robin, it was the nicest weekend with the family.
We had a great weekend. I said it was a great weekend.
And, he needs a rule book to hand out so people know how to behave around him. I never heard anything like this. You're really getting more and more difficult for me to have a life and a family.
Did you hear what Joan Rivers said? Her family knows not to ask her about her job every minute. Every minute. You don't think your parents ask every minute questions?
No, I really don't.
Want me to reel off the questions? Well, you're not sensitive to it.
Howard, and you managed to avoid everything and say Alison will answer everything. 2 questions.
2 questions?
Yeah.
Where were you all weekend?
Where were you all weekend?
Did you even know what your father was talking about?
When?
Who is that guy on MTV who moved to Florida?
Okay, so we didn't know about that. Please.
How was your friend David? David who? David Letterman. They know I'm not his friend.
These are 2 questions, Robin. Do you believe it?
Well, you want me to keep going?
Yeah. You can't even keep going.
If I can, will you admit I'm right?
Oh, come on.
Tell us, darling, about some of the celebrities you've been meeting, some of the famous names. And then you started James Taylor.
Right.
I mean, come on. Cut it out.
Oh,
your parents ask questions they don't even want to know the answers to.
You're unbelievable. You're not even.
What is the fascination with my job? They have their 2 children there. Let them ask them questions about them.
They do. The whole thing doesn't center around you. When you happen to walk around the room, people are polite and they talk to you.
No, can't we just talk about, what do we have to keep talking? You mean the only thing to talk to me about is who I've met?
You don't say anything else. No, you got to admit, they discuss everything else with you. Come on.
Right, very good.
That's what you're sensitive about, so that's what you notice. They had a million discussions the whole
Why did your father put the newspapers on the couch every time I say not to?
Howard.
Why does he do it? To upset me?
Yes, to upset you. I mean, come on. You make too big a deal about it.
I love your parents. I've told you that. But there are a couple of rules in my house. I don't want newspapers on my couch.
They were really not newspapers.
And you know what your brother says to me?
What?
It's a black couch. Don't worry about it. I go, you son of a bitch, get the hell out of my house.
Oh, you are so exaggerated.
No, you know what it is. I look forward to having time off. And then, it's a hassle. Well, you know what it is? Thanksgiving's nice, but it goes on all weekend.
Yeah, but what are they supposed to do?
No. I'm into it.
Out of town.
I don't say no.
And I thought it worked out really well.
I thought it was great.
For having this many people, and for having a rainy day yesterday, it was
fine by me.
It was really wonderful.
And I had a great time.
I know you did.
And the kids love seeing their grandparents.
And I don't know why you
I wasn't complaining at all.
Oh.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I just made a few comments, that's all.
Yeah, but you don't even realize what you pick out. You pick out the most negative comments, and you blow them up and exaggerate them. It was such a nice weekend.
Yeah, it was. It was lovely.
No one barely paid attention to you.
No, every time I walk out of the room, it's, he's going to hide.
No.
I heard the comments.
No, there's no.
I have things to do. I have a life to lead. I can't sit and entertain your family for 4 days straight.
Howard, there are no comments. You are sensitive to these things.
Yeah.
And there was no comments. No one even was concerned about you.
How come when your mother says to me, how is David, your friend David Letterman, and I go, he's not my friend, then you have to jump in and go, Howard resigned from the show.
So what? Because I can't have a...
Then I'm forced to... Then my wife says to me, tell my mother why you resigned from the show.
Oh, yeah, we were supposed to ask her to do that.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Tell us why I resigned from the show. Why did I resign from Letterman?
I have no idea.
You have a full idea. My wife goes, I can't explain it. You explain it. And it's like, I don't want
to talk for you.
I don't feel like talking about me and David Letterman.
I did answer why you resigned.
You didn't?
I did. You didn't even hear my answer.
You know why? Because nobody heard your answer. Nobody was interested in it.
No, that's not true. I gave my...
No, I ran into the kitchen when I was asked that question, and everyone said I was hiding.
No one even notices you.
Your brother notices me. Every minute he's noticing what's in my food bowl. All right, I got to go.
Well, he's hungry.
All right, very good.
Goodbye.
I love you.
Goodbye.
Believe me, plenty of women would like to be married to me. Don't let me hear you say,
I hate to tell you, I was told I was...
How was your day today so far, getting out of bed at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, at 10 o'clock. I got up at 7:30.
How's that period of yours? Is it ever going to go away? Hey, make that noise. I was telling Robin, whenever I don't shower for a couple of days, and you make that move, you come over and you start smelling my armpit.
Oh.
Make that noise. Go oof.
Oof.
That's the noise right there. Do it.
Oof.
Oof. She leans over and goes,
You should
oof.
see the cat. You should see the cat jump on him and
the cat recoils
and lick his armpits.
Oh God.
She goes right for it.
Cat loves me. That's what you ought to do.
And then I know to stay away. He says I'm like a homeless person. He doesn't shower for days.
I don't like to shower.
And then
my wife comes up, oof, oof.
He expects me to
do stuff.
Well, just give me nose plugs and I'll be fine.
It's not that bad.
I can imagine him coming after you if you didn't shower.
Right.
Oh, I wouldn't touch her. But I don't touch her.
He does. He does come after me. And I say, listen, let me shower.
Saturday night we did stuff even though she had her period.
Oh, Howard, does everyone have to know everything? You know, I'm losing the trust that
You're the one who called in. It was good, though. We had a great time. My wife even took out some sesame oil.
That's right.
Couldn't find any KY to use.
That was even better.
I love you, honey. I got to go.
Me too.
All right.
Goodbye.
I love that woman. Isn't she great? Isn't she fun?
Oh, dear. Oof.
Oof. Even though she's got that roadblock up on that certain part of her body that I'm not allowed to touch. Forbidden fruit. She calls in at 10 o'clock. I mean, I'm not interested in talking to her.
Doesn't she know our hours?
Yeah, I mean, you know. All right, we'll be back right after.